Hi, I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Today we're working on our little Easter rabbits, and these are really fun, and I'm going to show you kind of how to make a his and a hers, and these are really cute. They're inexpensive and a lot of fun. Think of all the little girls and boys that would like wearing these. So let's get started. To make our cute little rabbit necklace or Easter rabbit necklace, we're going to use a circle bauble. And this is something we carry at miriamjoy.com because I don't know where else to tell you to buy it. And we're going to start by putting in, this is 1.5 inch white pom-pom, and it needs to be bigger because we want all the fuzz to stick through. And I'm just going to push it in here. And I'll be very honest with you, if you don't have one, you just want to do one, you also could use a cotton ball and get away with it. It just wouldn't be quite as furry. And then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to pull this fur out because the fur is what we have to glue onto, and you want that as furry as possible because you can't glue to the wire. So that's real important. So we're just going to try and pull out all of our fluff here from our pom-pom and just get it in between each one of those rows. And just for time purposes, I'm not going to go all the way around. I'm just going to pull it out in the front a bit, and then we're just going to go on and work. But when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and pull it out all over, so just so you know. Now, like that guy, I think I pulled out a little bit too much and it's not going everywhere else. So you don't want to pull it out too much, just enough. And there are probably areas for some reason that are fluffier than other areas. The way our pom-pom sits. So we're going to pull that out just 1 minute to look at that. Like that guy seems real flat right there. That's real fluffy, so I'm going to kind of stick that towards the front. Let's do this one more time. We're just opening these up with our fingers. These are so much fun. I've made Christmas necklaces. You make Christmas ornaments. You can put jingle bells in them. They're really a lot of fun things that you can do with the circle baubles. We also had square baubles. I'm not sure if we have those anymore, but you can interchange the two. Now you want to think about this part of your necklace is going to be sideways towards you, not the other direction, so that you can put your necklace through it. And I'll just go ahead and put that on so that you can kind of see what I mean with that. So we've got that guy kind of all coming together now. And I'm going to go ahead and put our necklace on. The nice thing about these, they're nice and big. So no matter what type of necklace you decide to put in, it's just going to go straight through that. And you've got your necklace. On the other one, I used a ribbon necklace, but you could use a silver chain. I think like a snake chain would really look good with these too. So we're going to go ahead and pull that out just a little bit more. And let's get started. All right, we're going to make his ears out of pipe cleaners or Chanel. And I'm going to kind of just bend them up. I'm just going to go ahead and do both of these together. On this one, I had them separated, but I think on these, I'm just going to put them both together. I'm just going to barely put a twist in there. And on my first ones, I kind of bent them at the top, but I think I like them a little bit more loopy than I do straight. Let's see if I can even this guy out just a tad. And then we're going to go ahead and put our pink in, and what I do is facing towards you and then just bend that tip over and anchor it, and then you can go down to the bottom and you can, I'm just going to take that around. I'm going to go back up to the top, and we're going to just barely cut it just above, just so we can anchor that again. And if you're more comfortable putting a drop of glue in there, you can do that. Now with the looped ears, the pink kind of looks a little bit out of place, and maybe we should have looped our pink too. So, because on these it goes really nice. So let's take a look at doing it that way as well. So maybe if we want to just kind of loop that up in there and bring that around and back up and loop that again. So you've kind of got two different ways you can do that. And you could put a tad of glue on each side of those to kind of help anchor that as well. So alright, now if you did them individually, you would glue them in individually, but we've got one big one here, and I'm not going to worry about twisting that guy. I'm just going to glue him down. And put those ears in there. And we're going to put them between, we have one row here and then our second row here, and we're going to stick that down into and try to get that behind the wire, and you may have to lift that up and kind of set that in and get that kind of anchored in there. And you can bend those back if those aren't right where you want them, but that's great. Those are really setting good. Just remember, this guy has to stay in the middle there. And I didn't want to try and glue that because I didn't quite know, but you could put the glue in before you put the ears in and then just stick them in if they go in real well. I just put that from the back, and that should be just fine. Now we've got to keep this nice and fuzzy again because we want all of these guys to be able to hold on to our fur as well as our bunny to look real furry. So we're going to start with his nose first. And this is a silicone pad, and I picked this up in the kitchen section at any the Walmart. Any of your stores would have it. It's cheaper than the craft one, and it keeps the glue from sticking on and making a mess. Now this guy's getting a little bit dirty. I've got the glitter kind of starting to stick to him, so I'm just going to take him to the kitchen sink, and I'm going to just put liquid soap on him and wash him, and it'll all come right off and be clean again. So that's how you do that. Now I'm using a little tiny craft wire for his whiskers. You also, if you could find a thicker fishing line, you could do that. I just didn't have a thick enough fishing line to make these. And a lot of times what I've also used, if you have a strand of beads and it has that plastic wire in it and it's black, or I've even painted it black, but it's a nice thickness, so you can use that as well for the whiskers. So any of those items. So one down, one more. Yeah, so maybe it's going to work better this way. And I think my glue's starting to dry a little bit there. And smack it down. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for just a minute there, and then I can pick that all up in one piece. Now what I did, instead of buying a pack of white pom-poms and a pack of small pom-poms, or pink and white, I bought a variegated one because I had enough white and pinks in it, and it didn't cost as much. I think I paid 99 cents for the whole packet that way instead of paying more. So we've got this guy here, and we're going to go ahead, and these are his little cheeks, or kind of his teeth. Yeah, just cheeks, and his teeth would be underneath it. And we're going to go ahead and glue those onto our nose. So we're going to put a little dot of glue and maybe just bring that around and put the white pom-pom on, and you want to cover up all that glue. You don't want any of that glue to show. So we've got his nose and his mouth now. Isn't that really starting to come alive and be really cute? Ah, there's our other pom-pom. Wouldn't it be fun to make for your little girls that you have, and they're just going to go together really, really nice. And let that cool and then pull it off. And then remember, we want to glue this on to the fur here. So we want to make sure that we've got a nice amount of fur. And this is going to be on the bottom part. We still want enough room for our bow. And we've got to think about our eyes. Our eyes are going to be in this next one space from the ears and one down. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going ahead and put one dot of glue right there for the pink pom-pom, and one there for the white pom-poms. You're not gluing to the wire, don't forget that. And you can bend that wire out a little bit. But this wire is not big enough that it's really sharp. You want to be very careful with that, especially if you're giving it to younger children. You don't want them sharp. Now on our eyes, we've got to be a little bit careful. You could turn your glue gun to low temp because it will melt the back of your eyes if you're not careful. So I'm going to put my glue on, and I'm going to give it just a minute, and then I'm going to put the eyes on so it doesn't melt the eyes. And the nice thing with the fur, it's not as concentrated heat, so it doesn't have a tendency to melt the eyes. But if you melted them, then they wouldn't wiggle around, and you want the wiggly eyes. And these are again the 8mm eyes, and you could pick up a variety. A lot of times Dollar Tree does carry the little wiggly eyes as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish him off by a bow on the bottom because I think that just really completes him. To me, he's not quite there, but you could put a bow up here on that, which I think is darling as well. Or you could put a little tiny flower, and maybe I'll try to find a little rose flower and kind of put that up. I just made a little tiny bow out of my ribbon, whatever type you wanted to put onto it. And we're going to glue that little guy on as well. And there is our bunny necklace. I glued the little rosette flower onto her, and isn't she really cute? You've kind of almost got a boy and a girl now, so I really, really like that. The last thing we're going to do is kind of fluff out the cheeks so that you've got the hair coming out for their cheeks, and that really just finishes those right off. So come on over to my Facebook page at Miriam Joy's Waxy Crafty Corner, where we're putting up more of these fun projects as we come up along with the videos. Don't forget to visit our store at miriamjoy.com, where you can pick up your baubles to make your own little cute little Easter rabbit necklaces. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful Easter.